That's it. It's one of these days. Everything is going wrong at work or at home. You're feeling low. The world is against you. You're feeling so down. You can't achieve anything today, right? You can't put your mind or to any task, focus on anything, any idea. It's going to be a bad day, right? We all been through that. We all know how it feels. And today, I'd like to address this problem because it's so common, right? The problem of how do you deal with the bad day. And the main idea I'd like to convey today is that it is possible to flick the switch. You can do it. Flicking the switch is something which is a conscious, deliberate decision that you can make any time in front of this situation. Bad situations happen, right? Bad days, bad moods, people going the wrong way against you, events even being absolutely adverse to your project. So you don't have to be a spectator or a victim of that, right? So absolutely not. And of course it's tempting. It's tempting, or it's just a fact because you don't know yet, right? You're ignorant, and when these kind of things happen, you don't know how to react and how to gear up yourself to change it, right? So it could be also the fact that you just don't have the energy, or maybe worse, let's be honest, maybe we're just lazy, right? And we prefer to let it go and to indulge in the victim syndrome and in all that. So worst case scenario, yeah, we it's even a little bit morbid, right? We self-sabotage, and we find some comfort and some perverse pleasure in thinking we're a victim, and that things are wrong. It's because everybody is wrong, and we're just coping. So that's not the case, right? Or at least most of the time. I'd like to put a big disclaimer here, of course. The fact that some of us at some point of our lives might have deep traumas and even long-lasting depression caused by other things. We may even face unknown and diagnosed mental health issues. So that can be the case, so such as schizophrenia or such bipolar disorder. So if you're not sure, and if you're in a state where the state of mind, this negative state of mind, is a lasting one, you should certainly seek advice, professional advice, and consider therapy, right, or counseling or therapy. So, but this said, for most of us and most of the time, this is just highs and lows caused by our lives and the external environment and the way our brain works, right? So it's not a fatality. And I'd like to make here a second important statement, right? So the first one was that it's possible to flick the switch. The second statement is that you are not your brain. We are not our brain. Our brain is this organ somewhere in this box here. It's part of our body, right? So it's a physical organ made of cells and organic material and electrical connections, but this is not us, right? We're not that. We're something different. And I'd like to offer here maybe an analogy and a view of the world that you might take or not, but think about us being at the center point and the junction of three realms, right? And the first realm obviously is the world, our environment, right? So today I'm in Geneva, it's sunny, I'm by a river, it's pretty, it's noisy, there's a lot of traffic, the environment, right? And there's a lot of people around who might sooner or later interact with me. So that's the first realm, right, that can affect me. The second realm is my body. Obviously, and my body is subject to its own cycles and conditions and mechanisms and processes that are typically conditioned by three main vectors, right? One would argue there can be more, but let's talk about the primary vectors, which would be our sleep, the quality of our sleep. And the reason I'm putting this one first is that sleep is this essential recovery, healing, soothing maintaining mechanism that helps our body keeping servicing us day after day in all the days that are making our hopefully long life on this planet, right? So sleep is essential. If your sleep is bad, of course your body is going to feel not great and not at its best, and it's going to affect you, right? So sleep, diet, what we put in our mouth, food, drink, water, the quality of the water, and ultimately the air we're breathing. It's part of that too, right? So food and diet, and finally the exercise, right? The way we practice with our body, right? We exercise it and we maintain our joints, our muscles, our blood flow, our heart rate, all these kind of things, right? So that's the second realm, our body. First realm, the world. Second realm, our body. Okay. And then the third realm is something more invisible, more interior, right? And one would say more spiritual. And I'm going to put a second big disclaimer here, right? I'm not going to talk whatsoever about any religion or philosophy here. I won't be the proselyte. Of course, I've got my own philosophy of life and my own beliefs and conceptions, right? I'm not going to deny that, right? But I'm not going to be the proselyte here. I'm just saying that there is, and we all, hopefully we all feel that in us, there is, you know, an inspiration and then a vital energy inside of us, which you can associate to whatever you call it, laws, nature, higher power, the sage, God, the goddess, you name it, it doesn't matter. But it's this part that inspires us and gives us this vital will to live, right? So this is the third realm, which I would call more inner wisdom or spiritual, the spiritual realm. And we are the nexus of these three realms, the world, our body, and this inner wisdom, right? So today, about flicking the switch and about making sure we have a better day than the way it seems to start, right? I'm not going to talk about the first two ones because it could be a long conversation about each of them, how to manage relationships with the world and other people. It's a big topic. How to maintain healthy routines and keep our body in check and in good order to be happy, healthy, and performing. No, I'm going to talk about our inner self, our inner resources. How do we tap into that? Flick the switch, right? So, and make sure that we can change our mindset very effectively. So there is an article that goes with this blog post, right? And I invite you to read it. It would go into more details into the different aspects of my views and my ideas about that. But I would mention here that there are probably 6 things to consider, right? To help you flick the switch, create the right conditions, flick the switch, which are the first step you would take is to acknowledge your state of mind. Seems obvious, right? And simple, but it's not. Because the first thing you need to do to acknowledge it is that you need to take a step back from your present situation. And I even mean maybe extracting yourself from the current moment and from the current place you are in. For instance, if you're at work, you will need to take a step out of the office and or out of the building and go out and have some bit of fresh air. Because you need to take the time to gather your thoughts and acknowledge, I feel bad, right? And in doing so, you're going to start observing your train of thoughts, right? You just observe them, because remember, we are not our brain. Our brain is constantly processing thoughts triggered by the environment, by the hormones, flows we have in us, by the emotions, by the whatever, a lot of things, right? By any stimulus coming from the outside. So observe your thoughts, right? There's no point in denying it. And to do that, obviously, there are a lot of techniques, right, which are in the space of mindfulness. It's about breathing, it's about meditating, it's about taking a walk, and again, creating a quiet environment for self-reflection. And yeah, step 1, extract yourself from the situation and acknowledge your state of mind. When this is done, you can start doing something which is really, really unusual and really hard that you would do for a friend, but that you will unlikely do for yourself, which is to give yourself a pat in the back. That's okay. That's okay, right? You would do that for a friend. So be your best friend for a minute. Too often we are so cruel towards ourselves. Too often we are careless. We treat ourselves like dirt. Like we have so high standards that we don't take a moment to say, oh, okay, I'll give you a break. Don't worry, it's not that bad. Everything's gonna be okay, right? So give yourself a pat in the back and be your best friend for a minute, because that's what you would do if you had your real best friend in front of you and being in a bad mood or challenging moment, right? Practice self-compassion, and again, that's a topic, an entire topic in itself, right? Self-compassion. That's step 2. Then step 3, practice what I would call gratefulness, and remember the good in your life. Today is shit, there's no question. You feel shit about what's going on, and you really feel depressed and all that. I can see the police is there. I hope they're not here for me. No, that's okay. I'm just trespassing on a bar terrace that is not mine, right? So hopefully it's not that. But yeah, as I'm saying, be grateful and remember the good, praise the good. Remember what you did last weekend, the good moments you had last weekend, or last week, or last month, or last year, or in your childhood. There's something good in your life that is worth talking about and praising. Even if 90% is dark and bad and really, really unpleasing, find this 10% that is worth talking about and remembering and bring back in the picture, right? So that's you'd be surprised how effective it is, and the smile it might bring on your face, right? To summon these memories in you and to praise that. Along the same lines, you can continue and practice some positive affirmations about yourself, about your life, about people you have in your life, about the assets you may have. Would that be material assets, your qualities, and or even your material assets? Not that they are so important, but maybe they can give you some comfort, right? And and do some power gestures. Yeah, throw your arms in the air, give a good kick in the void in front of you, jump, roll, shout, laugh, smile, and you would be surprised how effective it is. This power posture, it is known. There's heaps of neuroscience behind it to show how good it is to change your state of mind, right? So just try it. Step 4, right? Step 5, look at the day and what's challenging you today, and you've acknowledged that it's bad, it's hard, it's difficult, and you're worried, you're anxious, you're even panicked in front of you stay ahead. But think about how you can either break down the challenge in front of you into smaller pieces, right? Or just defer the big battle that you're facing, and which you're not going to win today. It's too big a battle, so defer it and just try to pick another battle, one you can win. So if the challenge is too big, just break it down and into smaller pieces. Set smaller and incremental goals, right, that you're more likely to achieve today and that you'll be able to celebrate by the end of the day. The little things, each step forward, even if you had a lot of setbacks and you did 2, 3, 4, 10 steps back in your eyes and in your mind, the one step forward that you're going to make today is going to be a good reason for celebration, right? Small wins, it's important. Break down the wall in front of you into bricks, blow a hole in it, and start piling up these bricks aside. It's easier than just considering the entire wall altogether. Okay, so that's really important. That's resetting and repriming yourself for a day where you're going to have a win, right? A personal win. Okay. And finally, if all that is still not enough and you're still, uncertain and not great, well, tell you what, after all this self-love and taking a step back and rationalizing your goals, call a friend, call someone you love, connect. Could be on the workplace, a colleague, a positive colleague, and just have a positive conversation. Doesn't have to be about work, can be about any matter of life, any insignificant, fun topic, make a joke. Have a positive interaction with someone. Even better, help someone. If you have the energy in you, just try to give a hand to someone. Just forget for a minute about your own things and just help someone else. You'll be surprised to see how, altruism and helping other people is so rewarding. Even if we are all looking for our desires and aspirations to be fulfilled first, right? As good egoistic persons or egotistic persons, there is a power in compassion and in supporting others, in helping others. Right? That's it for now. I mean, that's the 6 steps I've given you. You sitting at the nexus of the 3 realms: the world, your body, and your inner self. Finding a way to flick it. Things are not that bad. Don't worry. It's not going to be that hard a day. Each day suffices to its task. Make it smaller. Set an achievable goal. Connect with people on positive interactions. And I hope that helps. Read on. I hope you liked the way I presented things. I hope it makes sense. If it doesn't, I'm sorry. I'll try another time, don't worry. I'll keep posting day after day here, so if you like what I'm saying, give me a thumbs up. Of course, that's gonna help spreading the good word, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel and this podcast. Okay? Have a good day ahead. Be strong, be you.